Why touch the water? Well, more than just separated from each other, we're also really separated from the world we live in, from the earth, from nature, um, from the natural water in a lot of ways. I mean, so many of us live in concrete jungles. We don't get out and see the natural world and rivers and whatnot. Part of the problem with that is, though we all know we need water to survive and we have to drink some, I think because of the ease of access in the cities, we forget how precious and fragile of a resource it is. I know up here in Montana, it seems like the people that are supposed to be cleaning things up for us are the ones that make the biggest messes. I know when you look at the Paris climate thing, while they're worried about CO2, which is plant food, they're ignoring all the oil pipelines that are leaking, all the mines that are just contaminating rivers left and right, all the nuclear power plants that are leaking all over this country and the world. It's the whole bait and switch thing. Water is life. We need clean water to drink, but we also need a live and functioning ocean. Something like 80% of the oxygen we breathe is produced by the plankton that lives on the top of the ocean. And things like Fukushima that are killing the oceans are killing us in the long run. It's going to come up the food chain. And we need to start doing something about that now. We not only need clean, fresh water to drink, but we need clean salt water to create the oxygen so we can breathe. Water is life, no matter what water it is. And in our separation from nature, we've all lost touch with our natural water sources. And by losing that touch with our natural sources, we forget how important it is to keep them clean. We also, in a lot of cases, have no idea about the mess being made out there. And there's great pockets of places that have been cleaned up, but in mass, this world is really. And the problem is, the powers that be will let the biggest polluters just pay for it. They pay a fine. How's that fine going to actually save anybody's life? It's not. How's that fine going to actually clean up the mess? It's not. And until enough people connect with the outside world beyond their city walls, and until enough people realize how precious water is and actually start putting the emphasis on clean water, things like what happened up here in Montana, I think it was the Yellowstone River, had some kind of mine thing, and I believe the EPA was the cause of it. Or you'll still get things like what happened in Flint, Michigan. The powers that be would rather save a couple bucks than do the right thing. We can't trust these people to fix it. So many of the environmental groups out there are actually funded by the very people that are making the biggest messes. Are they going to be honest about what's really going on? I don't know. I have a hard time believing it. That's why Touch the Water. There is no money. There's no group to join. There's no church to join. There's none of that. There is no charity to donate to. There's not about money. There's no money involved here whatsoever. This is about fixing our world. And one good reason for Touch the Water is the fact that our waters are getting destroyed and trashed left and right. And unless we start bringing attention to the mess and cleaning up the mess properly, it's just gonna lead to our own ruin. Touch the Water in a lot of ways is about bringing attention to the environmental problems by getting people out of the concrete jungle and into the wild to the live water so they can see with their own eyes what's going on there, so they can feel with their own heart and soul and skin the beauty of the water itself. To make it a real full body and soul experience, we got to get out into nature. So of course it's best that we go to a live water source. What I mean by live water, I mean, river, lake, pond, ocean, beach, something like that. Of course, if you can't and all you got is a bathtub to play in, that's fine. That's fine. But it'd be preferable in live water. Not sure what else to say about that. All you got to do is look around just a little bit and you see how the waters of the world are getting abused and destroyed and how the people of the world are losing their right to clean water and companies are taking that over. We can't have that. Clean water is very essential for all life on Earth. We are the ones making a mess of it, and we're the only ones that can clean it up. But before we will actually clean it up properly and give it the attention it deserves, people got to realize just how bad and dire the situation is. Touch the Water is an attempt to bring that part of love out of people. Because it's not only about love for each other, it's about love for the world as a whole. This is our home. Instead of letting it get dilapidated and fall down, it's time we gave it a facelift. We can do this. We, as humanity that wants love and peace and compassion, we can do this. And you don't have to be a hippy-dippy weirdo, and you don't have to be a religious nut. I don't think I'm either one. But I believe in the science. And then studying history and the science, especially when you go back into some of the shamanistic stuff, you see a lot of it really agreed with the science. I don't know what else to say. Touch the Water, August 20th. It'd be great if a lot of people organized cleanups. It's one way to be involved in this. Very much so. It's one way to show your love to the world. Touch the Water, August 20th. What are you going to do? See you there.